The appeal of evolution. Evolution, the process of evolution, the mechanics of evolution is inspiring evolutionary computing scientists and researchers to be inspired from that biological evolution process and use these strategies and mechanics to solve complex problems like searching or some other complex problems which are difficult to be solved by the traditional searching methods. So the question arises that why to use evolutionary computation strategies for solving complex problems, or why we are using evolutionary computation, the biological evolution as inspiration to solve complex problems. This is greatly because to evolutionary computer scientists or evolutionary computational researchers, these techniques are very well suited for most of the problems, most of the pressing problems which are very difficult or unable to be solved through the traditional method. So these are the only and best available methods to be applied to solve these types of complex problems. There are many computational problems which require searching through a huge number of possibilities for solutions. These are different types of examples available in our routine daily life. For example, one example is the problem of computational protein engineering. Protein engineering is the requirement of the day. The scientists are interested to engineer proteins with novel properties, and there are techniques available for computational protein engineering. So these are very good examples in which programs may be available to get search among the many possible solutions. Another example is the searching for a set of rules or equations to predict the ups and downs in a financial market. Now, to capture the ups and downs in a financial market is another very good example which requires some computational programs which can capture these types of strategies, because the ups and downs are changing with the changing scenarios, and so this is a dynamic problem. So this is another very good example in which require computer programs which require searching through a huge number of possible solutions. There are many computational problems which require computer programs to be adaptive, that is, to be able to perform well in the changing environment. So adaptive programs are needed in other scenarios. For example, one very good example of these types of programs which must be adaptive in nature is the problems in robot control, in which a robot must be adaptive to perform its task in the changing environment in which the robot is performing its task. So it's an example of such type of the paradigm in which the programs need to be adaptive. Even our computer interfaces must be adaptive according to the user idiosyncrasies in the user, because different users want to use these interfaces according to their own will, according to the different scenarios. So these computer programs, computer interfaces must be adaptive to the idiosyncrasies of the users. Other problems require computer program to be innovative in the sense that they can change them, so they have the adaptability and parallelism in them, and there must be innovative programs in different problems. Some other computer programs requires complex solutions that are very difficult to code or handle by hand. A striking example of such scenario is to create artificial intelligence. Now, rules underlying artificial intelligence are really too much complex, and they are very, very difficult to be coded by hand according to all the possible scenarios. So we cannot code all the possible rules, underlying rules to create that artificial intelligence, because they are very, very complex, and we cannot code them or handle them by top down, which is the routine approach for coding strategies. So the best route or the best strategy to create artificial intelligence is to use the alternate paradigm, that is the bottom-up paradigm, to write only simple programs, write only the simple scripts or the codes. Complex behavior will emerge automatically by the interactions and applications in parallel. So we can get the complex behavior by just writing the simple rules, and when these underlying rules are programs, they will interact with each other because of the interaction and the connectionism of these different types of simple programs. When they will run in parallel, they will interact with each other and they will emerge into complex rules as well. In evolutionary computation, rules are typically natural selection with variation through crossover and or mutation, because in natural selection and biological evolution, the rules which apply to get into the changes of the changing environment are the crossover and mutation, because mutation and crossover are responsible for making changes in the genomes, which in turn can change modifications in the phenotypes according to the changing environment. So evolutionary computation can design high quality solutions to difficult problems and has the ability to adapt to the changing environment. So this is the beauty of evolutionary computation, that as it is been inspired by biological evolution, because evolution has been a great inspiration for all these different types of algorithms of the evolutionary computation. So there has the ability, as the ability is there in biological evolution, so there has the ability to design and to solve complex problems with the changing environment, having the ability of adaptation, innovation, and to handle the complex scenarios and the changing scenarios dynamically. So biological evolution is therefore an appealing source of inspiration for addressing complex problems. And these types of strategies, the evolutionary computation strategies, are really a very good solution towards the complex problems. And these strategies were designed specially against solving all these types of complex problems, which are not that much easy to be handled with the traditional techniques.